Here we have A2. This question is about circular motion and global warming. So straight away, when you see that, we should immediately go to our data booklet and just note the formulas for circular motion. We also have this in relationship to F is equal to ma. So when I put my formula in there for A is equal to V squared over R, we're going to have mv squared over R. Remember where v is the velocity, it's the constant velocity. The speed is constant. The velocity is actually, there is an acceleration because the direction is always changing. And remember, with circular motion, if you're going around at a certain velocity like that, this is your R, the center of this to the center of the circle. Your force and your acceleration are always inwards. Your acceleration, therefore your force, always towards the center of the circle, and this is called your centripetal acceleration. So looking at this question, a car is traveling at a constant speed of 18 meters per second. Now, constant speed means that the magnitude of the velocity is always 18, but obviously it's changing direction around a horizontal bend in the road. The mass of the car is 1.5 times 10 to the 3 kilograms, and the bend forms part of a circle of radius 2 times 10 to the 3 meters. State why the car is accelerating. The car is accelerating because of the change in direction of the motion. Alright, so because velocity is a vector, it has both magnitude and direction. Therefore, when you change the direction, you're actually changing the velocity, and therefore there is acceleration. Then it says determine the frictional force between the tires of the car and the surface of the road that produces the acceleration. So what's happening here is that as the car moves around, if I just use this diagram over here, it's going at certain v. To keep moving in a circle, there needs to be a force that is causing it to change its direction inwards. Otherwise, if there was no force, it would just keep on going straight. So we're going to use this formula over here. Force is equal to m, so that's 1.5 times 10 to the 3 times 18 squared divided by 2 times 10 to the 3. And you get, when you calculate that, you get 240 newtons. So very straightforward. In the B part, we're going on to this whole idea of global warming and climate change. It is suggested that the use of fossil fuels to power cars has led to an enhancement of the greenhouse effect. State the reason for this effect, or for this suggestion. Well, in the burning of fossil fuels, we produce carbon dioxide, CO2 gases, and these gases are greenhouse gases. So, and we put those into the atmosphere. Then question 2, it says outline one mechanism by which the enhanced greenhouse effect may lead to an increase in global warming. So when it says a mechanism here, we're not just talking about the enhanced greenhouse effect. We're not just saying that with the greenhouse effect, basically what's happening is that if you've got the Earth, the surface of the Earth, you get incoming radiation from the sun. It's coming in from the sun. It's usually shortwave radiation, or relatively shortwave radiation, and what happens is that it's re-radiated off as a longer wave radiation, and this longer wave radiation is absorbed by your greenhouse gases, like your methane and your carbon dioxide and your water molecules and so forth. And they trap that energy in, and so you get this greenhouse effect. But what is one mechanism that would actually lead to an increase in global warming? Well, there's a number of different ones that you could use. and the two that I mentioned in the mark scheme are that what happens when you get a rise in temperature, when you get a temperature increase, we get a melting of ice and snow, which is going to lead to a decrease in the albedo. So we're not going to get as much reflection. We're going to get a decrease in the albedo, and therefore you're going to get more energy absorbed, and therefore you're going to get an increase in temperature. So that would be a mechanism. So we're having the enhanced greenhouse effect. What's happening here, this leads to a situation such as the melting of the ice caps, snow decrease. We also have it may well cause a increase in the temperature of the oceans, which means that less carbon dioxide can be dissolved in it, and therefore further increase in the carbon dioxide levels. Okay, but it's 3 marks, so you've really got to make sure that you put in 3 specific points to get those marks.